All right, I'm right in the same spot. I'm in chapter 16 of 1 Samuel and verse 13. Then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brethren. All of his brothers are watching this stuff. This guy is being anointed king. But the position isn't vacant yet. Wow, the fear that must be on King Saul, knowing that God is going to take him out of the picture. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon David from that day forward. So Samuel rose up and went to Ramah. He did his job. He did what he was commanded to do. And he said, "See you later, alligator." And he split. But the Spirit of the Lord departed from Saul. Now, I take that to mean that God withdrew from Saul, from King Saul. In other words, he left him open to all the evil that's going to come his way. When God turns his back on you, there ain't nothing going to keep the devil from getting to you. All right? Now, I talked about the hedges around people, the two circles, the inner and the outer. I'm not going to go over that again today. If you want to see that, look up the rest of my videos. You'll find it somewhere. My point is, all this stuff happens in front of evil people back in these early days. What happens today in front of the evil people? The good ones are afraid to do something. They don't have the strength that could be empowered to them or given to them by God because they do not seek like what I'm doing right here. They don't do it. Somebody came up to me being evil and wanted to do something evil to me, I would defend myself. Now, how would I do that? Let me tell you how you can do that. You lawfully acquire a gun, call up the NRA, the National Rifle Association, and ask them to show you how to use it safely, how to shoot safely, and also to prepare to defend yourself with this weapon that the demon craps don't want you to have. The evil people want to take your guns away. You need to do everything lawful. All right, I'm telling you, follow the laws of the land. They're still in effect here in America. The Second Amendment. The right to own and bear arms. And the National Rifle Association are not the evil people. They are the good ones. Join and support the NRA. Now, I'm sitting here talking about God. And I didn't prompt me to do this, all right? I'm getting a little nudge from somewhere else. And in my opinion, it's coming from God. The Spirit of the Lord departed from Saul. That must have been immediate. And an evil spirit from the Lord troubled him. Now there's another mark here that say you could instead of the word troubled, you could write the word terrified. Saul was terrified of what's happening. Why was he terrified? Because he was not with God. He was with an evil spirit. The evil spirits are invading America because not enough people are following God's commandments, statutes, and laws. They're following man's stuff, the evil stuff. Wow, I keep going off on another track. But it's all happening right here in America, and I'm saddened by it. And Saul's servants said unto him, Behold now, an evil spirit from God troubleth thee. Well, he must have been going berserk in his castle there, right? Let our Lord now command thy servants, which are before thee, to seek out a man who is a cunning player on an harp. And it shall come to pass, when the evil spirit from God is upon thee, that he shall play with his hand, and thou shalt be well. Because they think if they play fine music, everything's going to be hunky-dory. No, it ain't. And Saul said unto his servants, Provide me now a man that can play well, and bring him to me. Then answered one of the servants and said, Behold, I have seen a son of Jesse, the Bethlehemite, that is cunning in playing, and a mighty valiant man, and a man of war, and prudent in matters, and a comely person, and the Lord is with him. The other people know about David. Everybody knew about David. Wherefore Saul sent messengers unto Jesse and said, Send me David thy son, which is with the sheep. Now David is the guy that went out there in the field and cut off the head of the giant Goliath, because they were going to have a fight with the armies, right? Saul was there during that. He was a king. No, I'm not. I really shouldn't talk about that again. I already did. And Jesse took an ass laden with bread and a bottle of wine and a kid, that's a goat, and sent him by David his son unto Saul. And David came to Saul and stood before him, and he loved him greatly, and he became his armor bearer. Oh boy. David became Saul's armor bearer. Self-explanatory word. And Saul sent to Jesse, saying, Let David, I pray thee, stand before me, for he hath found favor in my sight. You know what he's doing? He's setting him up. He knows. Everybody knows that David was anointed to be king. And whose place is he going to take? Saul. And it came to pass, when the evil spirit from God was upon Saul, that David took an harp and played with his hand. So Saul was refreshed and was well, and the evil spirit departed from him. I can't explain any of that because I don't know. I got no idea what God is meaning when he wrote that. I don't know. But I'm being truthful to me. I'm looking right at me there. Hopefully somebody else is listening at the same time. I don't know what he meant by that. It's got to be some kind of a ruse. Oh, wow. Now the Philistines are coming back. I'm not going to read all that again. I'm not going to read about them. I'm not going to read about when David cut off the head of Goliath. I'm going to look up something else here. 1 Samuel 16 and verse 15. Let's read that again. And Saul's servant said unto him, Behold now, an evil spirit from God troubleth thee. When God withdraws from you, you're left wide open. A lot of things can happen to you. Let's go back to Isaiah. What did I do with that? Let's go back to Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 20. Let's read it again. Woe unto them that call evil good, and good evil, that put darkness for light, and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet, and sweet for bitter. That's what's happening in America. I mean, what in the heck? Being polite there, aren't I? What in the heck is transgender? Huh? And what is this? If a 70-year-old Negro born in Baltimore, Maryland, how can he claim to be an African American? That don't make sense. How can you be both? And who the heck would want to claim to be from or a part of Africa? That whole continent is evil. The only good spot over there, which is way up in the northeast part of Africa, on the other side of the river up there, the Suez Canal, it's called Israel. That's the only place where some of them worship the true and living God. There's a lot of Jewish folks that they don't recognize Jesus. There's still a lot of evil in Israel. But God is not going to let that nation fail. They get saved in the end. You want to be a child of God. You want to be adopted in from the clan of the Gentiles, all right? I'm a Gentile, man. I ain't Jewish. I don't know nothing about that stuff. I got a French background, English, Irish, Scotch, all that kind of stuff. I come from New England, up there where the French folks are at. But you know something? I am American. I don't claim to be anything else. And I also know that this is just a journey here. I'm just passing through. 70 years old. I got some health issues, so I know different things are going to grab me in the future and put me down, and I'm not afraid of it. My biggest concern right now, and here I am sharing with myself, possibly other people are listening. For the past whole bunch of years, I guess, my wife has been coming down with Alzheimer's dementia. And right now, we're in a period of it where it's really grabbed a hold of her big time right now. She's not like she used to be when she was young. And that won't come back. Right now, I'm a full-time caregiver to the woman I love. It's not an easy task. There's a lot of people listening to this who are walking through life with some real tough times. It's not an easy task. But looking at me right now, earlier today I was, whoa. The stress was really crazy. Here it is. Let's see. Almost 1:30 a.m. I'm reading in the Bible. I'm trying to draw close to God. I'm diligently seeking Him. And guess what? Every time I do, I find Him. It calms me down. It gives me the strength I need to get out of bed tomorrow after being awake most of the night because of these issues. And I get the strength to do it again each day. Life is one day at a time. God tells you, listen to me. I will tell you the truth, and I will tell you exactly what you need and how to do it and give you the strength to do it. Now, how can I claim that? Well, I just shared a little bit with you because that's what I'm doing. I don't have a lot of money. I get just enough to make it through. You know, when nobody's trying to beat down my door and, hey, you owe me money. You know, I'm not involved in that. I've been blessed with enough. Right? And I pray to God. All right, I'm going to stop this because the time's almost up on this segment. And I think I'm going to do one more tonight. So hold on to your hat.